Hi guys, welcome to COTURNIX Corner. My name's Terry, and in this video we are going to talk a little bit about shipping hatching eggs, and more specifically the materials and methods needed to successfully ship the eggs to your customers so that they arrive intact and ready to go into an incubator. I've seen a lot of complaints lately online about people who have ordered eggs, whether it be through eBay or Facebook's marketplace, and they're receiving the eggs and they're either getting really poor hatch rates, or the eggs are arriving broken or cracked, and they have to get a hold of the shipper, and hopefully the shipper will ship them new eggs. But usually the main problem is the way the shipper packaged the eggs to begin with. I've seen a lot of shippers, or a lot of breeders, ship eggs in these plastic egg cartons. These egg cartons weren't meant for shipping. These are meant for packaging up eggs for like retail sales or farm pickup. I've also seen people individually wrap an egg with bubble wrap, put a piece of tape on it, and throw it in a box full of shipping peanuts or crumpled up newspaper. That's not a good way of shipping eggs either. Currently, the only shipping company that allows live poultry shipping and your hatching eggs fall under that live poultry category is the USPS, the United States Postal Service. The USPS has been shipping live poultry for quite a while, and they have protocols put in place that if your box is marked, they know that they need to handle the boxes with a little more care. There are thousands and thousands of live chicks that are shipped through the Postal Service every day, and the majority, I'm going to say 99.9, 99.5% of them arrive to their destination alive and intact. So if they see a box that comes through and it says, you know, live hatching embryos or future baby quail, hopefully they're going to exercise a little more caution when they are handling their packages. When you're collecting your eggs for shipping, what you want to do is make sure that you are collecting the cleanest and largest eggs that you have. People don't like opening up a box and getting eggs that have, you know, quail manure encrusted on the egg, or a whole bunch of small eggs. Their belief's going to be, if the eggs are clean and the eggs are large, they're going to hatch out large, healthy chicks that could grow up into hens with the potential of laying large eggs also. So that's something to keep in mind while you're collecting your eggs. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about some of the supplies that are used when shipping hatching eggs. Most of the larger and commercial quail breeders package their eggs in these foam egg shippers. The egg shipper is an 1.5 inch thick piece of foam that has 60 holes punched out in it, and those holes are appropriately sized to hold a quail egg and hold them firmly enough to where they can't move around or slide out of the egg shipper. The egg shipper is also cut specifically to fit inside a priority mailbox. And with each egg shipper, you will get 2 foam inserts. One of the inserts goes on top of the egg shipper, and the other insert goes on the bottom. And what that does is that sandwiches the eggs in the foam shipper so they cannot move around, they can't be jostled around left or right, and they also cannot move up and down vertically. So as far as the boxes, most breeders use a double boxing system when they are shipping eggs. Your interior box is your standard large priority mail shipping box. It's available at your post office. It's the one that they say if it fits, it ships. The outer box is a number 7 priority mail box. It is not a flat rate box. That box is shipped by weight. So basically what I'm going to do now is I've got a couple of orders that I've got to send out this morning. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to collect some eggs, and then I'll come back and we will show you how they are inserted into the egg shipper, how we package them up in the box and weigh the boxes, get them labeled, and get them ready to go to the post office. Okay, so I've got a bunch of eggs collected up. Basically, when you get these foam shippers, a lot of times they'll have the punch outs left in the holes. Basically what you want to do is just punch all those out and hang on to them, because you can use them as like packing peanuts. So let me go ahead and get this punched out, and then we'll start putting some eggs in. Okay, so once you've got the egg shipper cleaned up and ready for the eggs, basically all you want to do is take the eggs and stick them in the foam shipper, pointy end down. That way, when your customer receives the eggs, they can just take the foam shippers out of the box, or actually they could leave them in the box and set them on the counter. The eggs are already oriented in the correct position to let them rest for 24 hours prior to putting them in the incubator. Basically, all you got to do is just stick the egg about halfway down. I kind of keep my hand underneath the egg shipper, and when I push the egg in, I just make sure that the egg doesn't poke out the bottom side of it. Okay, so once you've got all your eggs placed into the foam egg shippers, you're going to package them up in the smaller shipping box. First thing you want to do is put down one of your 1/2-inch inserts in the bottom of the box. And then you'll take your first layer of eggs and just carefully slide them into the box. They're actually held pretty good inside these foam egg shippers, so they're really not going to go anywhere. After you've got the first layer in, you're going to put another foam insert on top of those eggs. And then this order's for 120 eggs, so I need 2 layers of eggs. And then you put the second layer of eggs in, and another foam insert. And then with all the punch outs from your foam, you can actually just lay them on top to fill in that extra space. And you want to make sure when you package this box that there is no space left in there, because if it can bounce around up and down, that the foam insert will lift up, and then you've got room for your eggs to bounce out of the foam shippers. And the way I tell, if I push down on that, yeah, it's pretty good. But what I'm going to do, just to be safe on this shipment, is I'm out of peanuts, so I'll just take a little bit of newspaper and loosely fold it up and put on top. I just want to make sure that these eggs aren't going to be able to move during shipment. That's how you end up getting broken and cracked eggs. Okay, so once you've got the eggs tightly packed in that interior box, you just want to tape the box shut. It doesn't have to be real tight, or you don't have to use a lot of tape on this interior box. Just one piece on the top and the bottom is all you need to hold it. Okay, so once you've got your box with the eggs all taped up, you're going to take it and you're going to insert it inside the number 7 priority mailbox. What I did was I took a couple pieces of crumpled up newspaper, threw it in the bottom, just to kind of hold it up off the bottom of this box. Now sometimes you got to watch when you're putting this in. You want to make sure that all your corners are started when you're putting eggs in. Sometimes you might have to pinch the corner in a little bit. But once you get it started in there, you'll kind of feel it'll be almost like air. It's got a cushion of air that it's riding on. And then what I do is I'll leave it It's probably about the same distance from the top of the box as it is from the bottom of the box. So what I'll do is I'll put another piece of paper, crumpled up paper on the top of this. And that way we know that box inside isn't going to go anywhere. And then we'll go ahead and tape up this box. Okay, so I've got all the eggs securely packaged up. The last thing left to do is to weigh them on my postal scale. And this box weighs 5 pounds, 7.5 ounces. So I will round up to 5.8. And I also like to write the customer's name on the box, just to be sure that when I print out the shipping labels, I affix them to the correct box. The only thing I got left to do on this one is to print up the labels and run it over to the post office. But I did want to mention that if you are shipping across state lines, you want to check with NPIP, that's Natural Poultry Improvement Plan. Their website is poultryimprovement.org, I believe. And check out the rules or the laws for shipping across state lines. A lot of states require that you are NPIP certified to ship across state lines, and some states also require you to be AI clean. So that's beyond the scope of this video, but check into that before shipping outside of your state. Guys, I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into the procedures and methods used when shipping eggs. Should you decide to ship some of your own eggs for hatching eggs, hopefully this gave you a little bit better idea of how your eggs should be packaged so they arrive secure and safe at their at the customer's location. I want to thank you for joining me today, guys. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It helps me out and you'll get notified of any new and upcoming videos. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.